Hello, this is Evidence 1 of Great Universal Writers. Our team is conformed by Raúl Sebastián Santamaría Gómez, Eric Roberto Paralizabal Cadenas, Iván Clara Romero, Diego René Bustos Calvo, and Mariana Boregar Ornelas.
The epic genre is a literature genre that narrates historical facts mixed with the fantasy. This genre is known as a genre that makes a huge acceleration of the heroes and their adventures or achievements in a very glorious way. Usually, this kind of histories mix the fantasy with the history or the reality. In this kind of histories, the gods usually with humans use a lot of comparison and use a lot of epithets.
One example of epic will be Iliada from Homero. Conformed by approximately 15,000 verses divided by 24 acts, this epic poem narrates the war of Achilles, son of the king Peleus, and the warrior Thetis. Because of his cause, consequences, and the radical change of attitude, the war of Achilles ends with a poem when he reconciles with the son of his father's enemy, named Hector. In that moment, they celebrate his funerals. There is a fragment of this book, translated to English. Sing, O Muse, the war of the Achilles, an evil war that caused infinite evils to the ancients and precipitated into Hades many valiant souls of heroes, whom it preyed of dogs and grass of bears, fulfilled the will of Zeus. Since they separate disputing the Atrida, king of men, and the divine Achilles.
Is the epopee. Okay, the epopee is a subgenre of epic, in which there are narrated the adventures of a hero. This type of text are written in poetic narrative and is structured in verse.
One of the examples of epopee it could be John Milton's Paradise Lost. Here's a fragment of that book. Of men, fear disobedience, and the fruit of that forbidden tree, whose mortal task brought death into the world, and all our hope with loss of Eden. See one greater man restore us and regain the blissful seed. Sing heavenly, Muse, that on the secret top of Oreb of Sinai, didst inspire the spread who first out the chosen seed.
Topic 3. Songs in the Middle Age. In the Middle Age, there were a lot of elements that influenced the literature. In that time were several events like the war between the Franks and the Crusades. Those events inspired many songs that narrated the glorious adventures of the heroes. In that time, the epopees were called songs of the hero deeds. Those songs didn't have a specific author because the community used to compose them. Example of a song of the Middle Age, it could be the poem of the Mio Cid, also called El Cantar de Mio Cid. The Cantar de Mio Cid was written in Old Spanish during the medieval period. The poem protagonist, who is affectionately called Cid, is exiled early on from his native castle, and thus is forced to rebuild his life. After a series of conquests, the Cid takes Valencia, which was a Moorish land. The following translate verses from the Cantar shine with humanity hundreds of years after their creation for the following reasons, which are not exhaustive. They are lyrical examples of the fruits of fortune and wisdom. The narrator of the poem draws attention to the beauty and the daughter's eyes first. Before commencing a moonish city with endless gems, The Cid serves the woman of his family faithfully and earnestly. Now, listen to what the Cid said. You beloved and honored woman, who love my daughters, my heart, and my soul, enter our abode in Valencia with me. This fruit of conquest that I have won for you. His wife and daughters kissed his hands, and were received in Valencia to great acclaim. With them the Cid approached the castle, and climbed with them to its biggest point. The beautiful eyes looked in all directions, took the wide expanse of the city. At the other extreme had the sea within sight, and gazed at the garden which was ample and lush. They raised up their hands to thank God for this grace, and it was a pleasant and auspicious.
Topic 4. The topic 4 is about Renaissance. But what is Renaissance? Renaissance is that period between the Middle Age and the Modern Age. It began in Italy. That it's a movement that developed certain things. For example, changing the art, new ways of thinking. For one example could be that theological being stopped everything. Like they stopped being only from the God, and they believed in the man. And all the art, books, everything began focused on the man. This is a fragment from the novel Dr. Faustus by Christian Noble. Why this is hell, nor am I out of it. Thanks to that I who saw the face of God, and tasted the eternal joys of heaven. I am not tormented with the thousand hells, and being deprived of everlasting bliss.
Topic 5. Spanish Golden Age. In the Baroque period, Spain was the country that excelled in literary production. It was called the Golden Age to the stage that begins with the birth of Cervantes in 1547, culminating in the death of Pedro Calderón de la Barca in 1680. Some examples could be The Quixote by Miguel Cervantes Saavedra. Don Quixote begins as a parody of the novels of chivalry. The traditional hero was young and consistent. Don Quixote is an old man, crazy, and makes up his own rules. Its objectives are to fix the world. He represents the value of justice. His companion, Sancho Panza, is the common sense that balances the madness of Don Quixote. The characteristics are: it is considered as the first modern novel. It mixes several narrators. It uses the resource of a novel within the novel. In the novel there are two worlds, the reality of Sancho Panza and Don Quixote's fantasy. Feature. During the Golden Age, we should highlight the presence of one of the most important dramatists, Lope de Vega, also known as the creator of the New Comedy in Spain. Lope de Vega renewed the theater, breaking the units mentioned by the Greeks. According to the Greeks, the theater must have three units: place, action, and time. Due to him, it was the creation of the funny character that serves to break the tension when the plays are too serious. Even today, we can see this type of character in television series and movies. The characteristics are: it is often about the national topic. Spanish pride stands out as something heroic. It exalts religion and honor. The language is natural and expressive. Thanks for watching our video.